Hello everyone, so this is GS Mains Paper 3, October 2017, Part 1. See, in the September version also, when we were doing September version of GS Mains Paper 3, 2 and 1, I have told you that what happens out of the 12 months, whenever you will prepare articles or you will prepare notes now, you will see that generally GS Mains Paper 2 has more news as compared to, or more important news as compared to GS Mains Paper 3. But in the last 2 months, what I have seen is, I have summarized articles, and what I have seen is GS Mains Paper 3 has much more important news as compared to GS Mains Paper 2. Now, if you see the syllabus of GS Mains Paper 3, it includes economy, right? It includes science, it includes environment, it includes security. So there are major portions, but generally polity portions, what do you say, dominated over all these portions. But now in the last 2 months, I have seen that these 4 portions are specially dominating over GS Mains Paper 2. So similarly, this GS Mains Paper 3 will be, I think it will be part 5 or part 6. It will go up until that point of time. I just want to give you a heads up so that you don't feel like, dude, how many parts you will make, right? Okay, so let's start. Okay, so the first topic is issue of food processing in India. See, India is one of the largest producer of food, and yeah, this particular topic is directly related to our syllabus. Topic 6 of GS paper 3 is food processing and related issues, right? Or related industries. So India is one of the largest producers of food. India is the largest producer of milk. India is the second largest producer of fruits and vegetables. But what is happening? India is currently only processing 10% of its foods, resulting in enormous food waste. And this is not the statement of me and you. Me and you doesn't matter in UPSC. Who has said this? This has been said by Harsimrat Kaur Badal. And who is Harsimrat Kaur Badal? Harsimrat Kaur Badal is Union Minister of Food Processing and Industries. So the thing is, only 10% of food is processed. You can use this statement and you can say that this is an official statement because this has been made by an official person, right? See, our statement does matter, but in these kind of things now we have to take an official stand, right? So this is an official statement which can be used in any and every food processing question, right? Thank you. Okay, now let's move on to some science and environment news. Multiple news were there. I've clubbed them all together. Let's see. So again, Kaziranga National Park. It was in news because nearly 200 animals, including rhinos and swamp deer, died in the floods in July and August in Kaziranga National Park, which is home to one-horned rhinoceros and UNESCO, and it is also a UNESCO World Heritage Site. What is the other site in Assam, which is also a World Heritage Site? So that is Manas National Park. What are other World Heritage Sites? See, earlier heritage sites were classified into two parts, cultural and natural. Now there is a third part, mixed heritage site. India has only one mixed heritage site, that is Kanchendonga National Park, which is there in Biosphere Reserve, I guess. It is there in Sikkim. The name is very difficult to pronounce, but you have to remember it because it is the only mixed World Heritage Site, mixed heritage site, which is there in UNESCO, right? So that becomes very important. Other World Heritage Sites are there, like Pattadakal there is there, right? Similarly, Elephanta Caves are there. Champaner Pavagadh Archaeological Park is there, that is there in Gujarat. See, you have to remember the tough names, right? Ajanta, Ellora, everyone knows. But you have to remember this Champaner Pavagadh Archaeological Park because it is there in Gujarat and not many people remember it. Similarly, Kevla Dev National Park, which is there in Rajasthan, it is also UNESCO World Heritage Site. Qutub Minar, which is there in Delhi, that is, everybody knows, that is also UNESCO World Heritage Site. Valley of Flowers, it is in Uttarakhand, that is a World Heritage Site. Nanda Devi, which is there in Uttarakhand, that is a World Heritage Site. Darjeeling Himalayan Ranges, that is a World Heritage Site. Mahabodhi Temple, which is there in Bodh Gaya, that is also a World Heritage Site. Sun Temple Konar, World Heritage Site. So Temple Mamallapuram, that is World Heritage Site. Nilgiri Railway, World Heritage Site, right? But again, you have to understand which are natural and which are cultural. So just keep a look at it. If you open your atlas, there you can see all those things. Fine. So keep a track of all these things. Mixed heritage site, very important. Okay. So the next news was about Piperazine Drug. Now what you have to remember from prelims point of view, it is for chikungunya, and the thing is, Piperazine Drug has shown very good antiviral activity against chikungunya virus, but the thing is, there is currently no cure for this chikungunya disease, and treatment is focused more on relieving symptoms. So it is not like Piperazine will cure it. So it is more like a relieving symptom. It will provide relieving symptoms for chikungunya. Now there was also olfactory receptor, which was a news, but we don't have to do PhD in olfactory receptor. We just need to understand what is olfactory receptor. It is for perceiving smell. So if you are smelling something good now, so it is because of the olfactory receptor. Now again, there was nutraceutical products. So what are nutraceutical products? So these are supplements and food that aren't drugs but purported to contain ingredients essential to well-being. So these are Like supplements, glucon D. So glucon D is a very classic example of nutraceutical products. Whatever vitamin supplements you take, protein supplements you take, those are nutraceutical products. Even fortified dairy products comes under nutraceutical product. Fine. Again, gore was also in use. That is, but the thing is, again, we don't need to understand why it was in use, what was there. We need to understand in IUCN what is the status of gore. So gore is vulnerable. Understand it, gore is vulnerable. Fine. So these were some science and environment news. Okay, now let's move on to a very important topic. This topic is dealing with why growth matters. Why do always talk about private investment, public investment? Growth was this, growth was that. Modi ji has done a bad thing by bringing demonetization. Why all these kind of talks goes on? So this particular article will give you a clear-cut idea about what happens in growth. What does growth actually means? Part of topic 1 Indian economy as well as topic 2 inclusive growth. See, growth matters in India as a large number of persons have to make do with far too few goods and services as it is, which is how poverty is defined. Why? We'll see. We have a large population. Large population will be an understatement. We have a humongous population and we have very few goods and services. And remember, when we are saying goods and services, now when we are saying goods, we are also including public goods such as parks, roads and bridges. So that is very less in number. See what happens when you have lesser number of goods. You must have heard something called indirect tax. So we tax on goods, right? So if you have lesser goods, then government will get less indirect tax. So if government has less indirect tax, so it will mean government will have lesser national income. If government has lesser national income, then it cannot subsidize different schemes, right? So it will lead to more poverty. So this is the whole kind of a cyclical chakra which you have to understand, right? Also, this is one aspect. What is the other aspect why growth matters? Also, demand for labor exists only when there is demand for goods. So if there is demand for goods, company will employ more number of people to produce those goods. So employment will increase. So growth is necessary if employment is to be assured. So you have understood two reasons. First reason is, if growth is not there, less number of goods will be there. Less number of goods means less national income, more poverty. Second is, if more number of goods are there, more employment and more employment, less poverty. So because of all these two these two differentiations or these two reasons, growth matters a lot, especially in a humongous country like India. Okay. Now let's talk about a very tricky technical topic, but we have to understand it. That will give you a clear-cut idea about why electricity costs for solar and nuclear power plants are more. Solar means whatever electricity we are deriving from solar, solar panels and everything are more as compared to others, right? So you will understand this. For this, you have to understand how electricity is cost. What are the different divisions of cost of electricity? So there are three main divisions of cost of electricity. First is plant level cost, second is grid level cost, and third is other cost. Now here also, in plant level cost, there are further three subdivisions. That is capital cost, second is operation and maintenance cost, and third is fueling cost. Are you understanding it? Electricity cost divided into three parts: plant level, grid level, other cost. Plant level cost divided into three parts: capital cost, operation and maintenance cost, and fueling cost. Now we have to understand it. So plant level cost means whatever cost you are incurring while building a plant. Grid level means you are building a grid where electricity will be supplied, right? Other costs are other miscellaneous costs. Now plant level cost means includes capital cost. Capital cost means whatever capital you are raising through equity or debt, right? Operation and maintenance cost, name itself suggests fueling cost, right? Fueling cost means whatever raw material you will be taking, how much cost it will be incurring on you, right? So capital cost is reflected in the cost of generation by way of interest on debt and return on equity. See, if you want to establish an electricity plant, it's not like you will take your money from your home and you will establish the plant, right? So here capital cost will be, you will issue some debt, you will issue some shares, right? So by that means you will raise money, right? So capital cost is reflected in the cost of generation by way of interest on debt and return on equity. For nuclear power plants, capital cost is high but fueling cost is low, right? Atoms and everything. So fueling cost is low because of raw material is atoms, right? But capital cost is high because you have to build a whole power plant. You have to take care of different security aspects. So because of that, the capital cost aspect of plant level cost is very high in nuclear power plants. For coal-fired power plants, capital cost is low, but fueling cost is high because we need coal and then we have to make it. There are different like mega critical power plants and all those things. So fueling cost is high. We don't have good quality coals, so we have to import it. Or even if we have low quality coals, then we only get fuel. Means the fuel which we are incurring from those coal is very low. So that's why fueling cost becomes high, right? So but capital cost is low. In the case of solar and wind, what is happening? Capital cost is continuously decreasing and fueling cost is nil, right? Solar and wind freely available, right? So that's why fueling cost is nil, but capital cost is continuously decreasing, which is very, very, very good for us. The thing is, Now this was about plant level cost. Now let's talk about grid. So electricity reaches a consumer through grid. Having a grid needs significant investment, right? So you have to make all those big transformers you have seen, right? So you need, so even grid, what do you say, grid level cost is very enormous, right? So that's why, and also apart from all these things, India's electricity requirements are enormous. It is not about a technology versus technology debate, right? That you give away non-renewable and you take renewable. We need both right now. America, Europe are developed, so they are talking about, even right now America is not talking, but Europe are talking about give away non-renewable, just take renewable. They cannot pressurize us, dude. They have started industrial revolution from like 200-300 years back, right? And we have just started, right? After 1947 we are doing anything, right? So they cannot stop us. That is not ethical at all. That's why we are talking about common but differentiated responsibilities, right? So the thing is, it is not a technology versus technology debate, but it is a policy framework that integrates all low carbon energy technologies with coal in a manner that ensures reliability and security of electric supply along with affordability and climate resilient development. So the thing is, we need both renewable and non-renewable sources for our energy security, and no country can stop us from using these sources, right? We have given our nationally determined contributions, NDCs, we have given, everything is fine, but we will need both of them, right? Fine. So this is all. I have kept until this point only because there were lots and lots of multiple articles in Science and Environment which I have clubbed. So again, we'll do GS Mains Paper 3. Part 2 and everything, and I am also thinking about making a video about why we should not be doubting UPSC after the current IPS cheating fiasco, right? Whatever happened, we have seen what happened, right? Such kind of people are always there in all kind of setups, right? So I will talk about it. I will make a video about it, but after completing this GS paper 3. Fine. Thank you.